Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Mainz, 2 points separating them, and visitors Mainz 2 places ahead on 9th position. One of 7 Bundesliga teams, Borussia Mönchengladbach, in European club football competition. Gladbach had 9 different players in the 3-0 away win on Thursday against Fenerbahce in the Europa League. Gladbach in white, but it was the visitors in red with the first chance. The shot from Ivanschitz, the follow-up a little too late maybe from the Hungarian international Adam Soloy. After the header from Parker, Ivanschitz testing keeper Ter Stegen. And Soloy, who has scored 9 goals so far, watched from the touchline from Lucien Favre, the Gladbach head coach. 35 minutes free kick, Juan Arango, the man who has a brilliant left foot. 28th of November, a fantastic strike, was his last goal against Wolfsburg. There will be more to come from him. And here on 35 minutes, Soto, Polanski, Parker, and Ter Stegen was there yet again. Well, young Parker, a very young man who's just playing his 4th Bundesliga game, has scored a goal in this campaign so far, is a promising young man. The goalkeeper, Ter Stegen, is an excellent keeper as well. Applauded both of those two from Thomas Tuchel, Mainz head coach. A minute before the half-time whistle, it was most certainly the visiting team, Mainz, who were doing most of the work. Ball from Sabavnik. Inside the box, Soto's delivery, and in the centre we had Adam Soloy. Well, 4 headers have been converted from his last 5 goals. The last with his head on day 14. Watched at half-time by a former Gladbach great football hero and 1974 world champion, Rainer Bonhoff, and now the vice president of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Shared points at half-time, but in the second half, first of all, on the defensive work again, Gladbach. That was Sean Parker. The young striker performing well. Here the ball deflected, though, by Harvard Nordtveit. And then we had a mistake by Nordtveit in midfield. It was picked up by Soto. Again involved Parker. Gets past his opponents, brings the ball into the area. But Adam Soloy, it was not his day today. A few minutes later, Hanke, who came on as a substitute in the second half, will be involved. First of all here, the ball from Hermann. Hanke, Nordtveit. Room for Janschke. The pass for Hanke, and the opening goal of the game. Well, the first 45 minutes belonged to Mainz. But on 58 minutes, Mike Hanke and Gladbach turned the face of the game. Hard fight, clever pass, great delivery from Tony Janschke, and a fine finish there. It was the first welcome-by move in this game up to this stage. Mike Hanke, 251 Bundesliga matches today, and that was his 2nd goal of the campaign. He hadn't scored since day 1. Now just take a look at this. First of all, goalkeeper Heinz Müller. And this is unbelievable but true. And what you just saw was one of the most amazing goals we have ever seen. Juan Arango, the Venezuelan captain. We already know he's got a magic left boot. And how magic it really is, you can see here from this angle. How on earth did that go in? And luckily for Juan Arango, Mike Hanke decided not to knock the ball into the back of the net. He was almost slipping and sliding. And that was a beautiful goal indeed. Applauded here from a former Austrian international and Gladbach great Tony Polster. I don't think even he could have done any better. Well, there's still quite a bit of time remaining. That was Ivanschitz who pulled off a fine save from Ter Stegen on 65 minutes. A few minutes later, Mainz coming forward again. Sabavnik inside the area. Good run here from the Austrian. And great control too from Ivanschitz. Got the ball onto his right boot, but couldn't control it enough for the final strike. It went wide, but they were searching for that goal. Still over 15 minutes to play. Corner from Nikolai Müller. And somehow Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the German international, decided that with his feet he can also stop it going over the line. Well, 3 points in the bag. Favre very happy. The man of the match has to be Juan Arango. And was he happy? We are too. That's why we're going to watch it again. Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Mainz 0.